Oh, look, the kids are finally getting along.
That's nice.
It looks like the boss baby might be getting ready to clock back into work again because all signs are pointing toward another movie in the franchise. Between its strong streaming performance, continued fan lore, and the new deal with Nickelodeon, it's hard not to feel like DreamWorks is quietly gearing up for Boss Baby 3. And even though nothing has been officially confirmed just yet, the evidence is stacking up in a way that's pretty hard to ignore. Let's start with the biggest clue, the fact that Boss Baby Back in Business, the animated series that originally streamed on Netflix, just landed a new home on Nickelodeon. It's set to premiere on October 3 and will air every Friday at 5 p.m. This move might sound small, but it actually means a lot in industry terms. When a show that originally lived on a streaming platform starts getting a second life on linear TV that's traditional cable, it often signals that the franchise still has strong commercial value and that studios aren't done investing in it. The reason this happens is because of how streaming contracts work. For most Netflix shows that are produced by outside studios, the linear rights, basically the right to show the series on TV later, eventually return to the original producers. That is, unless Netflix buys out every right completely, which it sometimes does with its biggest exclusive hits like Orange is the New Black. But when those rights revert back, studios often look for new ways to make money from them, and airing on Nickelodeon is a perfect example. It's an extra stream of income, and it brings the show to an entirely new audience that might not have Netflix subscriptions. In fact, this trend has been especially common in kids' animation. Many of Netflix's most popular children's shows are produced by third-party studios, and once those streaming windows close, companies start licensing them to TV networks. That's exactly what's happening here. DreamWorks Animation, which produces Boss Baby Back in Business, is doing the same with its other Netflix show, Gabby's Dollhouse. Both are distributed by NBC Universal Global TV Distribution, which also happens to be the same parent company behind the Boss Baby films. Nickelodeon has been turning into a kind of second home for Netflix's kids' hits lately. Besides the Boss Baby and Gabby's Dollhouse, it has also picked up Unicorn Academy and Vida the Vet from Spin Master Entertainment. The shows still remain available for streaming on Netflix, but this partnership gives them a bigger life beyond that platform. And that's not all. Nickelodeon's decision to air Boss Baby Back in Business also means they see long-term potential in the brand. It's not just about reruns, it's about keeping the franchise alive in the public eye. That's why fans believe this is a strong hint that Boss Baby 3 might be quietly in development. Because if the studio just wanted to move on, there will be no reason to keep pushing the older content to new networks. Instead, it looks like DreamWorks is setting the stage, reintroducing the world of babycore to younger viewers while keeping loyal fans engaged. And it wouldn't be the first time an animated series laid the groundwork for a sequel film. To really understand why this feels so likely, it helps to remember how successful Boss Baby 2 Family Business actually was. Released during the uncertain post-pandemic movie season, it managed to outperform expectations in both theaters and streaming. The film debuted on July 2 and was available on Peacock's paid subscription tiers for 60 days. Despite all the challenges of that moment, it ended up being one of the biggest hybrid releases wins of 2021. In fact, the numbers were surprisingly strong. During its opening weekend, Boss Baby 2 drew about 783,000 US households on Peacock, according to Samba TV. That's more than Disney's Cruella, which reached around 686,000 households during its own debut on Disney+. That comparison matters because Disney Plus charged $29.99 for Cruella under its Premier Access model, while Boss Baby 2 was accessible for as little as $4.99 through Peacock's regular subscription. So while Disney had the bigger brand name, DreamWorks' strategy turned out to be smarter, and it proved that audiences were still very eager for more Boss Baby content. That performance didn't just look good on paper, it sent a clear message to Universal. Boss Baby was still a major player in the family movie market, even in a year when theatrical attendance was low and competition was tough. And on top of its streaming success, Boss Baby 2 also pulled in about $17.3 million at the box office during its opening weekend, landing right behind F9, the Fast Saga's second week total. For a family film competing with an action blockbuster, those numbers were were impressive, especially when you consider that Family Business wasn't a new IP but a sequel released during the pandemic. That combination of streaming and theatrical strength is exactly what studios look for before greenlighting another sequel. Because it means the brand works across all platforms, it can draw families into theaters while also performing extremely well on streaming services. It's a rare balance, and Boss Baby 2 nailed it. The movie itself also set up plenty of potential storylines for a follow-up. In Boss Baby Family Business, we saw Ted Templeton all grown up, running his own company, while his brother Tim had become a stay-at-home dad, raising 2 daughters. The big twist came when his youngest daughter, Tina, turned out to be a new boss baby working undercover for Baby Corps. She brought her dad and uncle back into the action to stop a villain trying to destroy childhood itself. The story wrapped up neatly, but still left enough open-ended elements for more adventures, especially now that Tina has proven herself as the next generation of Boss Baby. So if a third movie happens, it could easily follow Tina taking the lead, maybe exploring how Baby Corps evolves under new management, or how she balances family life with corporate chaos. And with the Nickelodeon deal now putting Back in Business back on TV, DreamWorks has the perfect opportunity to reintroduce the franchise to millions of kids who might have missed it the first time. It's worth noting that the Boss Baby Back in Business itself was a big hit when it first launched on Netflix. It ran for 4 full seasons and even got a holiday special. The show, created by Emmy-winning producer Brandon Sawyer, featured a talented voice cast led by J.P. Karliak as Boss Baby, Pierce Gagnon as Tim, and Flula Borg as Mega-Fat CEO Baby. The show also brought in guest stars like Tony Hale and Nicole Sullivan, keeping the humor fresh across episodes. Its success proved that the Boss Baby concept worked just as well in an episodic format as it did in films. Now with Nickelodeon airing reruns, it's reaching a new generation who may not have seen the movies yet. That means by the time Boss Baby 3 gets announced, if it's already secretly in production, those kids will be the perfect target audience. It's a clever long-term move. Another reason the timing makes perfect sense is because DreamWorks and Universal have been doubling down on franchises that perform well across multiple formats. They've done it with Trolls, which recently returned with Trolls Band Together, and with How to Train Your Dragon, which is even getting a live-action remake. The Boss Baby fits that same pattern perfectly. It's got movies, a hit show, recognizable characters, and a proven track record in both streaming and theaters. Plus, Boss Baby 2's performance against a big Disney release like Cruella shows that it's not just a niche kids movie, it's a competitive brand. The fact that it outperformed a major studio tentpole on streaming is something Universal surely noticed. That's the kind of momentum studios love to capitalize on, and it almost always leads to more content. Even though nothing official has been said about a third movie, all these recent developments, Nickelodeon's pickup, the continuing popularity of the franchise, and the strong legacy numbers make it pretty clear that Baby Corps isn't closing its doors anytime soon. And when you add in the fact that DreamWorks tends to plan ahead, it's fair to assume that Boss Baby 3 is already in some form of early development or pre-production planning. So if you've missed the little guy in the suit and tie, don't worry, he'll probably be back soon. Maybe with new adventures, more baby drama, and a few new recruits to the team. Because the way things are looking, Boss Baby is still very much in business, and his next big promotion might just be another blockbuster movie. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.